What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be taking a look at why I believe the partnership between Cryptozoic and Akomi could bring trading cards into the VEVE marketplace. But before we do this, if you enjoyed this video and find it in any way useful and informative to you, then please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and let me know in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings behind the ideas I share with you today. But before we do this, let's jump into the most recent tweet that Cryptozoic have made, highlighting their new launch of Cryptokins into the VEVE marketplace. This will be coming on May the 6th at 8 AM PST. And I actually am personally quite excited about this because, you're looking at mythical creatures and folklore. I've always had a personal interest in this. I live in the UK, I've gone to Loch Ness, and I believe they have like sort of a Loch Ness style collectible within Cryptokins. They've also got Bigfoot, which I think is really cool. But I think something we need to address as well is VEVE are still very early on in this process. So they're going to be releasing some brands that you may not have heard of, things that you may not have interest in, but a different collector does. And it's important for us to understand that as VEVE begin to diversify and sort of introduce these different style of action figure style NFTs for this particular example, that you're not always going to be interested in what's being released. But that's absolutely okay. That's a part of collecting. You don't have to have interest in everything, but VEVE is a marketplace. They have to introduce these different brands. They've got to bring these smaller brands, these bigger brands, as in the middle brands, to sort of facilitate that ever-growing marketplace. And because there are a lot of people out there that have interest in smaller collectibles, there are people that have interest in much more popular collectibles. But being a diverse marketplace sort of indicates in the word itself that element of diversity. So I'm actually really excited about this, and I do believe that there is a bigger picture at play here in the form of trading cards, but we'll touch on that a little later on. So the first thing I sort of want to take our attention here to is potentially the style of NFTs we could see sort of introduced into VEVE. As you can see, they are quite quirky. I think they're pretty cool. I'm just scroll through. I'm not going to touch upon this too much because VEVE will sort of announce in this coming few days what they're actually going to be. But here's just a general idea and a general feel of the different style of NFT we may see introduced on Thursday. But what I really want the focal point or the focus area of this video to be on is what Cryptozoic Entertainment are actually most known for. And if you actually go down and we scroll down here, we can see that they're much more well known for their board games, their card games, deck builder cards, and trading cards. And you can see that they've got other connecting elements in the terms of Batman, we've got DC Comics, we've got DC Bombshell, showing that connective element between what I've highlighted in previous videos, how these brands, there's these connective elements happening, that there's a larger vision that's been presented in the background, that there's this larger vision of players that introduce these new brands, these new ideas into the space. And when we have a look into what these companies actually are more well known for, we can get an idea about potentially what this bigger picture play is happening or how this bigger picture is unfolding. Because if you look, sort of statues, which is where Cryptokins sort of falls under, is quite a small section of what they're known for. And when you look at what happens or what's happening in the general NFT space, trading cards has been a huge section of NFTs. I'm just going to bring our attention quickly here to NBA Top Shots. This has been a humongous deal for them. You can see 300,000 sales at $9, 50,000 sales at $9, 100,000 sales at $9, and these are all sold out. You cannot get hold of these anymore. Just further highlighting that demand that you can see within trading cards and NFTs. And if I bring this back into Cryptozoic Entertainment, you can see that that's what they're more well known for. So I do believe that VEVE seems to be bringing in these sort of I guess more industry-leading elements in the niches they want to get involved with. They're sort of bringing companies that have experience in the space that they want to be involved with. They may not necessarily have launched their own NFTs, but they have experience within that style of NFT if they were to introduce it in the digital form. So, to give you an example, they do trading cards in the physical way. You can go into the shop or go online and buy their trading cards. Well, because they know the space so well and they understand what their audiences want, it's important for VEVE to bring these partnerships in because they have the experience. They understand what their audience knows, likes, and loves. So when they introduce that into the VEVE marketplace, there's already that experience there. So it's going to be a more seamless introduction, and the fans are going to enjoy the introduction a lot more. So that's another thing we need to touch on, is that they're bringing experienced people into the space. So Like we can see here, there's some brands we've already seen. You know, we've got Adventure Time, we've got Batman, there's Capcom, DC Comics. Another really exciting thing, we've got Lord of the Rings here. These which is just sort of highlighted here. Lord of the Rings, Ghostbusters, we've seen them. We've got The Walking Dead, Rick and Morty, that connection to Cartoon Network. And you know, this is why I actually believe this is more of a trading card play. Now, do I think we'll see this coming up? You know, I'm not 100% sure about that. But having a look into what this company already does, we can sort of assume that these conversations are happening behind closed doors. And when we look at the general marketplace of NFTs, we can get an idea potentially of what we might see moving forward. And I just want to sort of bring our attention here as well to the section on Cryptozoic for trading cards. They literally have no trading cards available. Everything is unavailable, further highlighting my point here that they are much more well known for their trading cards. And if you go through, you can just see everything is sold out. We keep scrolling through, everything is sold out. We got the Walking Dead trading cards. You can see their seasonal launches, which sort of correlates with what VEVE have already introducing in terms of season 1. I think we'll start to see this moving forward. See different like season 1, season 2, season 3. And we can see this here. You know, they have DC Comics here in the form of Justice League. They've got Supernatural. They've got The Hobbit. So just highlighting a point that I made previously, you know, there's a connective element within these brands. You know, they already have licensed agreements with these big companies in the form of like Ghostbusters and The Hobbit and DC Comics. And so VEVE showing that they're introducing these we can see that connective element happening and potentially being able to see trading cards being released. So I think it's really exciting because VEVE need to keep diversifying. For them to become the marketplace that we believe they'll be, or what I personally believe they'll be, the sort of lead pinhead in this NFT space, the go-to marketplace for all NFTs in the form of music, in the form of trading cards, in the form of 2D art, in the form of sort of comic books, comic book collectibles, in the form of sort of the action figure style collectibles. For them to go on to sort of breach out and break out into these different marketplaces, we need them to be establishing these connections with these brands that already do this successfully. Because that's how you pave the pathway to a much quicker level of success. You go to the source, you go to the people that are already dominating, and you introduce them into your space. And I think that's what we're starting to see here as these brand partnerships continue to evolve and this demand within NFTs continues to increase and this marketplace matures. I think we'll start to see the introduction of these different style NFTs inside of VEVE. Another thing I wanted to touch upon here as well is how Cryptozoic have DC deck building games. Now, this is more of a sort of interactive game, sort of highlighting what we spoke about previously in the Sony video or in the other videos I've made in the brand breakdowns, just talking about how I think there's going to be more interactive elements brought into this space. Who knows what we may see in the future? You know, trading cards is one thing in the form of collecting, but the general ethos of a trading card is to play. You know, to actually play the trading card game. So could we see a more interactive element in the form of a trading card games, being able to use our NFTs in the augmented reality to sort of go against one another? And this is all speculation. I am just sharing reflecting ideas with you here. But seeing what Cryptozoic have involvement with in the term of understanding how these strategical trading card games can play out and understanding sort of their audience and their marketplace, we may see these sort of these bleed outs into these different areas. There's actually having a functionality behind it just being a collectible, because having something to collect in the NFT space is perfect. It's really cool and we all love it. But to be able to use it and to make it more interactive and is a whole different play in itself. And I think that's how we'll sort of bring a more mass market appeal into this as this sort of technology and marketplace continues to develop. But I just wanted to bring our attention to this. I think it was a pretty cool idea, seeing that kind of sort of more one-on-one trading games or trading card games, which was sort of a really interesting take. And I just wanted to sort of go over and show you what's involved with this DC deck building sort of DC deck building game. And if we open it up, they've got the different trading cards, you know, they've got different rules and explanations, tactics, and how you can actually build out your sort of strategy to beat your opponent. And I just think that further highlights, in my opinion, how we could see these see more interactive NFTs being introduced. Because we can speculate on these ideas when you see these brands being sort of brought into the space. When you look at what they're involved with and you look what they're more known for, it starts to give you an idea. You know, if this company has more involvement with trading cards and trading cards has a sort of big emerging market of NFTs, and VEVE as a marketplace in my opinion, wants to become that sort of monopoly, that go-to for the space, for NFTs, then I think branching out into trading cards is a big play, and I think it makes complete sense because the market is already proven demand. And like I said and touched on before, when revenue is generated within any marketplace, then it breeds itself as a popular or a potential avenue to build revenue that could bring more customers into the space, that could essentially allow this marketplace to mature as we bring different interests and different people into the VeVe marketplace and into the NFT market as a whole. So I'm going to end this video here. I hope you found this in some way informative and useful to you. I know this is speculation. I am speculating on this. But like I say, when you can go and have a look at the history of what these companies have done and what they're more known for, it can maybe give us a general idea of what we may see introduced in the future. So if you like this video, then please consider dropping a like. And if you've watched this way through, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings. Thank you for joining me in this video. Thank you for being a part of this. And I hope you enjoyed it. And see you later. Bye.